Welcome back to another Motivational Monday just for you. We're back again and we're titling this message, Fire Building. Psalms 18:28 replies, "For you, Lord, keep my lamp burning, and you turn all of my darkness into light." The Lord spoke to me back in May 2017. And when he did, he encouraged me, and I've held on and depended on that word ever since. And he said, "The good sacrifice kindled before God and men must emit three flames: the glare of justice, the warmth of mercy, and the light of humility." I want to teach you guys how to build a fire today. And there's so many archives out there of fire building and char cloth building and all those things. And many of them are better than anything I could tell you today, but I want to take this moment to teach you guys in case we have to come into a mode of survival. This is the circle of survival, and you never know when you're going to need to build a fire, because fire is there to protect us, keep the predators away, heat up some water so that you don't get sick, make some food. So we're going to do it. You ready? All right, so I have three types of fuel here today. You're going to need tinder, kindling, and fuel. Tinder can be anything practically. Like you could use pine cones, tree bark. You can use cotton, Vaseline, whatever you have to get that fire started. And you're going to need kindling. Okay, as small as a pencil lead and as big as a finger. Okay, that's your kindling size. And then the bigger log is your fuel. All right. And so this is what's going to give that fire coals so that you can start a brazen fire. We're going to keep ours light today because I don't want to start a huge fire, but this is what we're going to do, okay? We're going to start with our tinder, then our kindling, and our fuel logs, all right? And we're going to use all natural elements that come from nature, all right? We're not going to use matches. We're not going to use the lighter fluid or a lighter, okay? And we're gonna get this fire started. You ready? All right, let's go. Let's do it. All right, so let's go. First, we're gonna need some tinder. So we're gonna chop up some of these pine cones here. And actually, before we do that, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna make like a log cabin. I'm gonna place two down. You got that? And then we're gonna get two of the same size, and we're gonna get our platform, all right? Then we're going to put inside the center, and this is fuel, but it's our base, all right? And we're gonna put inside the center some of our tinder. You can buy tinder, and you can make it at home, or you can get it from nature. If you're in survival mode, you're gonna have to use what you can. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can use. You can use batteries. All right, you can use cotton balls. Here, let's put some of this bark in there too. All right, there you go, right in the center. Okay, and we're gonna get out some cotton. All right, or you can use char cloth. And what we're gonna do with the cotton is we're going to wipe some Vaseline on there. All right. Just like so. No big deal. Okay, so the cotton ball, it acts like a wick, and the Vaseline acts like wax. All right, and we're going to take our striker, and of course, if you don't have cotton, you could use char cloth. I'm going to show you how to do that too. Whatever you can use. All right, and then we're going to strike it. You're going to hold your striker down. Okay, and then pull up your arm. Put pressure down on your right, and then pull up. You do it. Right over. Let me see. You do it. Do it. Boom. There you go. All right. Okay. That's how you get it started. All right. We got this. So we have our base, right? We have our foundation. Now we're going to take some of the. All right. Now we're going to take some of these pencil size kindlings, right? And we're going to set it up like a TP, like so. Okay. It's going to look like a TP. All right. You can be careful. All right. Children, don't try this at home. My son he's 14 now, so we're doing it, right? We're doing it. Yep. Here, you do some too, and just set it up like a TP. Be careful. All right, so you don't want to put it on top. You want to set it up. Yeah, there you go. Making sure that you give some airspace. You want some airspace in there. Beautiful. All right, that's how you start up a fire without using any lighter. If you don't have a lighter, what do you pack in your bag? I'm packing some char cloth. I'm packing some a striker. I'm doing what I have to do in order to keep the fire lit. All right, here we go. All right, so we have some layers here, right? We have our tinder. Move back. All right, you don't want to burn your nose. All right, you have your kindling, and then we have some bigger fuel here. We're going to try to make some coals. The purpose of it is to keep that fire hot, right? So in order to do that, I'm going to put some more fire up here. We get a nice slow burn. You keep the TP style going, right? You understand what I'm saying? Put this one on the side there, going around the other side. There you go. Good. I'm gonna give you another one to do. And there, yeah. Here we go. And there we have a fire, right? Boom. And we didn't use a lighter. We didn't use lighter fluid. We just used some things that you might find in the glove compartment. You might have it in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? You use what you can, but you gotta. We're in the circle of survival, right? So we gotta do what we gotta do to keep that fire alive. All right, we're gonna give some oxygen to this fire to keep it brazen. All right. So this wood is wet, so it's gonna take longer to dry out, and the more dry it becomes, the more it will burn. But we had some rain yesterday, and so our fire is taking a little bit of time to get there, but we're working on it. All right. So I had to add a little bit more tinder to the fire, blow on it a little bit more, but the fire seems to be catching now because we have our foundation, we have our tinder, the kindling, and the fuel. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to make some fire cloth, right? Because fire has like a circular functioning. It takes fire to make tinder, and it takes tinder to make fire. And that's how powerful it is, all right? So what you can use for that is just a cloth. You could use a t-shirt, a bandana, you can even use underwear. Whatever you can get a hold of, you want to use that, but you want to make sure that it's not too flammable. Now I tried to do this before with Altoids, and I found that it didn't really seal it the way I needed to do it. So this time I'm going to use tobacco. I don't smoke, nor do I chew tobacco. That's my story and I'm sticking with it. But yeah, we want to make sure that we use anything that will stick. All right, thank you. All right, so our fire is pretty much stable. All right, we got a good fire because we have a good base. So I'm going to show you how to make some char cloth. All right, so I just got to rip it and I don't seem to be able to. Okay, I had to get a hole in there first. Time is of the essence with this because it needs to be just right. So watch out for that fire. I keep on telling you, be careful. All right, so we're gonna, with the tin, we have to make sure that we punch a hole in it because it's airtight, and so all the gases and all the elements that come from it has to escape somehow. All right, so we're gonna punch a hole in there, All right, you can do it using a screwdriver. All right, that fire looks pretty good. KJ, what I'm gonna have you do is walk around and just put some, lay some fire on top. Some fuel. All right, be careful. All right. This fire is just right, so I want to make sure, just lay it right on top there. Good job. All right, that's good. That's good enough. All right. Okay. And I want to be careful how I put this in there. I got some gloves in case I need to rip it out of there, because if you leave it in there too long, it'll just turn to ashes. This is a good spot for it. All right, the trick for your char cloth is that when you see fire coming out of the hole, it means that the gas is hitting the fire, the oxygen is coming out, and so it's an indication that it's not charred. All right, so you want to keep an eye on that. When the flame isn't coming out of that hole anymore, the char cloth is ready. All right, I'm gonna leave it in here. At this point, you let patience have its perfect work. You hold tight, and if you got to breathe on it a couple times, you breathe on it. But it's going to things are going to take care of itself when we step back and just let time take care. All right, so here we go. It's also best practice to carry some water with you, because you want to make sure that your fire is controlled. We're doing this in a fire pit, but in other situations, you would probably do this on the ground. You would dig a hole, place some rocks around it, and you would start your fire, and you would want to make sure that it's contained. If you don't have water, then you have to rely on other things. So you would want to use sand or dirt. You wouldn't want to throw it on there, because that could act like the same as lighter fluid, and your fire would go kaboom. And you don't want your fire to go kaboom, you want to put your fire out. All right, so best practice, keep some water on there, just in case the fire starts to spread on other areas, depending on the wind and where it's taking the embers. All right, so our char cloth is ready. So I'm gonna get that out. At least I think it's ready. It's super hot in there. And I'm gonna just reach in there and try to get it out as safely as possible. Be careful. Let me come over here. Aha, there he goes. Be careful. All right, cool. All right, here we go. So I just pulled the tinder out. It's still a little hot, so I got my gloves on. They're pretty much thermal control. You want to wait till it cools down a little bit, because some people say that it will go kaboom, and we don't want that to happen because it's really hot. But what you want to do to the tinder is you want to make sure you keep it in a safe compartment so that it doesn't get wet, because it'll light up every time. It looks like I'm going to have to take off these gloves because I can't get a good latch on. It's fairly, all right, it's not too hot for me. I may have to use a little something. It is a little hot. You think it's gonna go kaboom? Wouldn't that be crazy? I could do Michael Jackson. My hair, my hair. All right. Boom, here we go. Char cloth. It's done. All right, so it's basically what it is. It's char cloth. And you can keep this on you, and it will catch a spark like that. All right. I think our work here is done. What do you think?
I think you did good.
All right, we did real good. And until next time, we pray that you guys are blessed. You can build that fire and stay in the circle of survival. For our next manly hack, maybe our next manly month hack, we'll do, I don't know, maybe we'll start a fire with some batteries or some kind of like substance like potassium permanganate. We're gonna have a good time. Until next time, we pray you bless. God bless you.